In this video lecture, I am going to discuss topics related to facts technology, related to power system operation and control. This is the one of recent research topic for those who are working with the power system. So let us discuss facts technology. The contents of my lecture are the problems of AC transmission system. Now, what is the facts, then evaluation of facts technology, and lastly basic types of facts controllers. Before that starting, the learning outcomes of this session are: at the end of this session, learner will be able to describe facts technology, and also they can classify basic facts controllers with its working. Now the prerequisite required for this session or for understanding the facts technology are basics of active and reactive power and basics of power electronics. Now let us start problems of AC transmission system. In conventional AC transmission system, the ability of a power transfer is limited by several factors like thermal limits, dielectric limits, and stability limits. These limits define the maximum electric power which can be efficiently transmitted through the transmission line without causing any damage to the electrical equipment and the transmission line. Now let us see what are the limitations regarding thermal, dielectrics and stability limits, and how this fact technology can improve the power transfer capability. So regarding thermal, for overhead transmission line, thermal capability is a function of ambient temperature, wind conditions, condition of conductor and a ground clearance. The fact technology can help in making an effective use of newfound line capabilities. In case of dielectric, being designed very conservatively, most lines can increase operation voltage by 10% or even higher. Fact technology could be used to ensure acceptable over voltage and power flow conditions. And in case of stability, the stability issues that limit the transmission capability include transient stability, dynamic stability, steady state stability, frequency collapse, voltage collapse, and subsynchronous resonance. The fact technology can certainly be used to overcome any of the stability limits. Now, the power transfer to the load is always less than the apparent or net power in case of transmission line. Why this so? The introduction of variable impedance device like a capacitor and inductor, whole of the energy or power from the source is not transferred to the load, but a part is stored in these devices as a reactive power and returned back to the source. That's why the actual amount of power transferred to the load or the active power is always less than the apparent power or the net power. And for ideal transmission, the active power should be equal to apparent power. So this is where the role of flexible AC transmission system comes. Now let us see what is exactly the facts. So facts technology open up new opportunities for controlling power and enhancing the usable capacity of present as well as new and upgraded transmission lines. Now facts stands for flexible alternating current transmission system. Now according to IEEE, it is defined as alternating current transmission system incorporating power electronics based and other static controllers to enhance control ability and power transfer ability. Also, it can be defined as the facts technology is a collection of controllers which can applied individually or in coordination with others to control one or more irrelated system parameters. Now the different controlling parameters are series impedance, shunt impedance, current, voltage, damping of oscillations, and power angle. So with the help of this FACTS technology, we can control individually these parameters or one or more parameters in the same device. This is the general symbol of FACTS controller that can be used while representing in a circuit diagram. Now let us see evaluation of FACTS technology. So shunt connected static var compensator, that is SVC, for a voltage control is first demonstrated in Nebraska in 1974. After that, in 1991, the world's first commercial STATCOM having a rating of plus minus 80 MVA 154 kV developed by Mitsubishi in Japan. After that, a series connected controller, that is TCSC, thyristor controlled switch capacitor, is installed. It's developed by scientist Hingorani. After that, in 1992, TCSC was developed by ABB and installed on a transmission line, which improves almost 30% rating capacity of a transmission line. And lastly, in 1998, first utility demonstration of UPFC is being constructed. UPFC means Unified Power Flow Controller. And after that, at the end of 2004, worldwide installation of FACT devices are more than 800 SVCs, 7 TCSCs, 6 STATCOMs, 2 UPFC, and so on. Now let us see basic types of FACTS controllers. FACTS controllers are mostly divided into 4 types: series controllers, shunt controllers, series controller, series shunt controllers. The series controller FACT devices are SSC, that means static synchronous series compensator, TCSC, that is thyristor control series capacitor, TSSC, thyristor switch series capacitor. These are the series controllers. Now STATCOM, that means static synchronous compensator, TSR, static control reactor, static switch capacitor, and SVC are static var compensator. These are the shunt controllers. In case of series controller, there is the UPFC, that is Unified Power Flow Controller, and in case of series shunt controller, there is a IPFC, that is Interline Power Flow Controller. Now let us see one by one. Series controller. Its name states that series controller, that means the controller which is connected in series with the transmission line, is called as the series controller. It could be a variable impedance, that means capacitor or reactor, or a power electronic base variable source of main frequency, subsynchronous and harmonic frequency to serve the desired need. All the series controllers inject voltage in series with the line, and this is the representation of series controller. It injects voltage in series with the line. If the voltage is in phase quadrature with the line current, the series controller only supplies or consumes variable reactive power. That means in case of phase quadrature, it deals with the reactive power. If any other phase relationship will involve handling of real power as well. Variable impedance multiplied by the current flow through it represents an injected series voltage in the line. In this way, it injects series voltage in this line. The formula for active power in case of series controller are P is equal to V square upon X minus Xc sin del, where X is the reactance of a transmission line and Xc is the reactance of a controller, and reactive power is V square upon X minus Xc 1 minus cos del. These are the some examples or representation of the series controller. So this is the static synchronous series compensator SSC. After that, this is the SSC with energy storage. This is one of the type of SSC with energy storage. After that, this is the thyristor control series capacitor TCSC, and lastly thyristor control series reactor TCSR. These are the devices which comes under a series controller. Next is the shunt controller. As name suggests, a controller which is connected in parallel with the transmission line called a shunt controller. This is the representation of shunt controller in transmission line. It would be again a variable impedance of capacitor or reactor or a power electronics as a variable source or a combination of these. In the shunt controller, it injects current into the system at the point of connection. So in case of series, it injects voltage, or in case of shunt, it injects current. Again, as long as the injected current is in exactly phase quadrature with the line voltage, the shunt controller only supplies or consumes reactive power. That means it is responsible for only reactive power. When this relationship involves another relation instead of phase quadrature, it will also handle the real power of the transmission line. Now, variable shunt impedance connected to a line voltage causes a variable current. Again, the formulas for active and reactive power. So active power is given by 2V square upon X sin del by 2, and in case of reactive power 2V square upon X 1 minus cos del by 2. So this del is responsible for the controlling of active and reactive power. Next, these are the devices of shunt controller. So this is the static synchronous compensator, that is STATCOM, based on voltage and current source converter. Again, this is the STATCOM with energy storage. Then these are the static wire compensator SVC, and the type of that SVCs are thyristor control reactor, that is TCR, which are represented here. Then thyristor switch capacitor TSC, which are represented here. So these are the types of SVCs. And the lastly, thyristor control braking reactor TCSR. Now let us see combined series controller. In that, there is a combination of separate series controllers which are controlled in a coordinated manner in a multi-line transmission system. So this is the representation of series controller. In that, two controllers are connected in series and that are connected via a DC power link. In series controller supply reactive power for each transmission line individually and real power among lives via a power link. So in that case, this first controller provides reactive power to this first line, second controller provides reactive power to second line, but whenever there is the real power exchange, this DC power link can be used. So the interline power flow controller balance both real and reactive power flow in the line. So the example of series controller are the interline power flow controller. In that, two converters or controllers are connected in series and responsible for the reactive power exchange individually. Now let us see combined series shunt controller. In that, as name suggests, one controller is shunt parallel connected and second is series connected. So this could be a combination of separate shunt and series controllers which are controlled in a coordinated manner. It injects current into the system, that means which are connected in shunt, it injects current into the system, and which are connected in series, which injects voltage in the line as a series part of a controller. So this is the representation of series shunt controller, in that this controller is connected in series and second controller is connected in shunt, and these are controlled in a coordinated manner. When these are controlled in a coordinated manner, these are only responsible for reactive power exchange. But when the shunt and series controller are unified, there can be a real power exchange between the series and shunt controller through the power link. Is it possible? So when there is the DC power link, then at that time there will be a real power transfer also. So this is the unified series shunt controller. This is the example of series shunt controller, that is UPFC, unified power flow controller. In that, this triple SC is connected in series and this STATCOM is connected in shunt, and this DC link is responsible for real power exchange. So this is the unified power flow controller. Thank you.